The date is November 19th, 2013. It's a quiet Tuesday evening, and David Blaine premieres his 8th Magic special on national television. And me, I was watching, studying. I was awestruck in the way he could seemingly make the impossible possible. And from that day forward, I knew I wanted to be a magician. A few days later, I was at Gaddytown. It was time to go, so I turned in my points to see what I could get as a reward. One of the choices was a deck of cards, and I thought to myself, well, let's see what I, an overweight, socially awkward kid, can do with this deck of cards. I brought it home and immediately began to study. I looked up video after video of card magic tutorials. A channel by the name of Miss Mag 822 caught my eye, and the rest was history. I would come home from school and rush to my computer or tablet to study a new card trick. Once I had it down, I practiced a few times in the mirror, then I'd show my pops. Now, if you know my dad, you know how brutally honest he is. If my magic trick sucked, he was the first to tell me. He wasn't gonna lie to me, and it hurt me when he would give me the truth, but to be honest, it made me better. It fueled me to go back to the lab, aka my room, and keep practicing, just so when I finally mastered it, he would say, "Yeah, that was a good one. You actually got me, son." Not in a kiddish way either, in a way that I actually stumped my own father. That feeling of wonder and awe in him was like a drug to me. I began to feed off of my dad's reactions to magic, and in no time, I began to perform on my best friend Evan. While looking for a new trick idea to show Evan, I stumbled across a YouTuber by the name of Chris Ramsey. A guy who was not your typical top hat magician with silk scarves, no. A street magician just like David Blaine, but one that added a cinematic flair to his work. Every video was like a mini movie of some sort. With much effort and attention to detail, you could see that this magician stood above his peers. He began to make tutorials, and I began to fall in love with his style. His film style with his teaching style made me fall in love with film and magic at the same time. I wanted to be just like Chris, so a couple days later, I asked Evan if he could film me performing some of my many card tricks. He said sure, but we had one problem. I didn't have a camera. You see, back then, iPhone cameras were decent at best. I was hungry to get the same style shots as Chris, so I asked my dad for help. Seeing how ambitious I was, he took me to work with him and made me a deal. He'd cover the cost of an entry-level DSLR if I helped him out at work, so off I went, working with my dad to help nurture this dream. I finally saved up $350 and ordered my first camera, a Canon T3i. Just like that, we had a camera, and now all there was left to do was film. Evan began to follow me around as I'd perform magic to him and other friends. Soon enough, I started a YouTube channel to display my skills for everyone to see. Looking back on it, I maybe should have waited a little longer, but you live and you learn. One day, as I'm watching Chris Ramsey tutorials after school, a man by the name of Peter McKinnon pops into frame and begins doing magic as well alongside Chris. He too had a YouTube channel, but not one focused solely on magic. His was more so on the videography and photography side of things. I quickly began obsessing over his filmmaking style, and soon enough fell in love with his camera reviews and short documentaries. I realized that magic wasn't for me, but I continued to watch and study both Chris and Peter's style of work, which inspired me to progress my own skills. And in senior year of high school, I took a film class where I learned how to edit videos. From then on, it's been a great ride ever since. I love being able to take an idea that goes off in my head and nurture it to an entertaining video for everyone else to see. I believe that film, just like magic, takes us out of our reality and for a split second puts us in the creator's reality. So with that story, I leave you with a question. What seemingly small moment in your life has changed it forever? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. God bless. This is The Butterfly Effect.